okay. How are you?
How are you, Mr. Robert? It's a pleasure to meet you.
You good? It's so nice to meet you. What do you have behind you there? Look, action figures? What are those?
Yeah, I'm a fan of geek stuff and movies and comic books.
I love it. I love it. Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, thank you. Retroactual here from Puerto Rico. I saw your documentary last night, Twin Towers Legacy, and wow, it was powerful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
This is the second part of the Twin Towers documentary where you won an Oscar, an Academy Award. How that moment felt for you?
Oh gosh. Well, it was bittersweet because the believe it or not, the entire year leading up to 9/11, I was doing a film on my good friend Detective Joe Vigiano. Why? Because he'd been shot times in the line of duty. He was this incredible cop, and I went, I'm going to follow him around. Something, he's so amazing. We last saw one another at the old Stanhope Hotel on Fifth Avenue in New York City. Drank till 4 in the morning, and that was September 8th. 3 days later was the 11th, and we lost him. I won the Oscar, and of course, it was exhilarating, but it was not the way you want to win one when all these people had died. But what I'm proud of about that is how happy all his comrades who survived to this day, they have that. They know that they were part of that. And it was a wild evening, and they were all out here, and they were able to celebrate it. And his father and his mother were out here at the awards, and it gave them a little sense of peace when I explained to him that because of that award, that documentary would forever be in the Academy of Arts and Science. When I'm getting a chill now, his father, who's no longer with us, looked at me and said, I had no idea. It gave him a teensy little bit of closure.
Yes, it's not only your win, but there's two.
Yeah, it's all them.
I wanted to talk about the sequel. Is this called a sequel? How the second part documentaries are called?
It's interesting. I know they keep using the word sequel. To me, this is an evolution because 20 years later, this was an evolution. I stayed in touch with the family. I stayed close to them. I saw these boys who were so young at the time. They were babies, 6 months and 6 years and 8 years, grow up, and I'd see them once in a while. I have memories of them visiting me on a set in New York, and they were in a maritime college, and they were going to go on and do these things, anything but be police officers. And then next thing I knew, they were in the Marine Corps, and they were joining the NYPD. And so I thought, why are they doing this? As a filmmaker, I thought, are they doing this because they have to? No, because their mother wanted them to be doctors and lawyers, anything but that. So why? Why are they doing it? They feel this calling. Is it to get closer to their dad and their mom? And so that was really my inspiration for doing this. So yeah, I guess it's a sequel of sorts, but it's really an evolution because there's so much more in this film, and there's so many more people in this film that fill out. I look at it as the reason I say legacy is in these tragic events, we tend to focus in the media, we all do, on the event and the tragedy itself. We don't really focus on the people left behind. And to me, you had these incredible five people that were left behind in the wake of this horrible event and the Vigiano family. You had the oldest brother, Joey, you had the middle brother, Jimmy, you had the youngest brother, John, you had their father, Mr. Vigiano, and, of course, you had Joe's widow, Kathy. And to me, it sort of just fit very neatly into legacy. What do they do with that? What do they do with that? And what they did with it is not sit home. They're respectfully mournful, but they went out and they made the most of it, and they made sure to honor Joe.
9/11 was such a huge moment in American history, but this documentary takes this giant moment in such an intimate way. What was your thought process when developing the scope of this film?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, my thought process was very specific. I did not want this to be a 9/11 film. Okay. There's been some amazing 9/11 films done. And we all know what happened that day. So my one rule to myself was no videos of airplanes crashing into the towers. I don't need to focus on that. What I wanted to do was have stories of inspiration that came out of 9/11. We have distanced ourselves enough now. We should never forget it. We should always remember it. But let's take a look at how that has affected the next generation. And to me, when people ask me to, I hope they take this as an inspirational film. It's yes, it's sad at times. You saw it. It's very funny at times. Also, you laugh out loud. but hopefully mostly you find it inspirational.
Yes, it's like it's such a big moment, such a tragedy, but we know what happened, and now it's I think it's time to appreciate what came after this moment, and how the people took action, how the Vigianos took their parent steps and started becoming good people, good police.
Absolutely. I mean, we're all faced with tragedy. There's tragedy every single day around the world. And I think that the example for this to extrapolate is simply if you can and when you can, let's try and take something positive out of it. What are you going to do differently in your life? Again, you're going to be mournful, you're going to be respectful about it. But if you look at what these kids did and what Kathy did, okay, and what their grandfather did, Joe's father. I mean, he spent the rest of his life traveling overseas and to Washington, D.C., to Walter Reed to help injured soldiers. It's just a message of wow, if this family in the worst moment possible can take this and do something out of it that's helpful to society. I think the rest of us, maybe when our iPhone breaks, maybe we ought not get so sad about it. You know what I mean? Maybe we ought to get a little more focused on our priorities.
Yeah, when we have a flat tire and our day is ruined.
Yep, that's exactly. Yeah, I still think of that, right? Exactly. What would Joe do? You see it in the film. It's like, just get it done, man. Figure it out and get it done.
I noticed you have Dennis Quaid as narrator. You want to explain why you chose him?
I grew up a huge fan of cinema. It was my favorite thing to do as a kid, other than play baseball. I used to go to the movies. I used to go to the movies alone, even as a young kid. My parents would drop me off. I love Dennis Quaid. I love his movies. His voice has a gravitas. He's incredibly supportive of first responders, of 9/11. He's been a great proponent of supporting the towers to tunnel and various things. And I reached out to his agent, and Dennis didn't hesitate. I mean, within 24 hours, he said yes. And we were I was recording him in Austin 6 days later. I don't even think we had a signed contract. And to have someone in today's day and age, a Hollywood star like that, to just be so trustworthy and just so positive into it and so supportive was just amazing. I knew we chose the right guy. He was incredible at the premiere last week. He must have sat there. He could only come in for a couple hours. He cleared his schedule to be there. He must have taken 350 photos, and it's just beautiful, inspirational words he spoke to the audience that really came from the heart. So I can't say enough great things about Dennis Quaid.
I wanted to add that this is my first interview. You're my first interview ever.
Yeah, I love it.
I wanted to close this interview by asking, you want to continue doing documentaries? You have plans of venturing in feature films? What are your plans?
So believe it or not, I've only done a couple of documentaries in my life. I generally have done scripted stuff. I wrote on TV. The biggest TV series I was a part of the last season was Jack Ryan.
Oh wow, I love Jack Ryan.
I love documentaries. If you told me I could just do documentaries for the rest of my life, I would be so happy because you meet the most incredible people. I was just speaking to one this morning, Mike Rios. This guy is in the NYPD ESU. I just met him in the middle of filming Joey. He's become one of my best friends. He's a phenomenal drone operator. He's become like family, and we do stuff all the time together. And that's the best part about documentaries is you just don't know who you're going to meet along that journey. The problem with documentaries are very hard to make money on them, but we'll see, my friend. We'll see what the future holds.
Thank you so much. Really good documentary. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you.